This is Jesse from Lanz Underground Solutions.
All right, now, Jesse, I know it's been a minute since we've spoke, but I know that one of the things that is of concern and that you are dealing with, people's water lines, because that could be a pretty big issue for folks. Give us an overview of why that's so, why people's water lines are so important and where you can come in and help out with.
Yeah, so a lot of people, first of all, your water line is what brings the fresh water into your house. So you want obviously a good pipe in good condition to bring in fresh, clean water to your home. So as these pipes age, they degrade, they break down, and you'll start to get pinholes, which is going to obviously cause leaks, high water bills, things like that. So you definitely want to know where your water line is and what shape it's in.
And water lines, correct me if I'm wrong, because since they're out of sight, they're kind of out of mind, but that's not really where you should be thinking about them, right?
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know where their water line runs or where it comes in their home or anything until they have a problem.
Now, when it comes to water lines, I'm sure some homeowners are worried about, if I need new water lines, I'm going to have it trenched out. There's going to be a big trench in my yard. Is that the case, or is there something? I know you use something different that seems to be a little less invasive.
That's right. At Lanz Underground, we've got several different options to replace your water line. There is the traditional excavation method. If it's in your front yard or in a green space, we can just dig in a new one if you'd like. But we also do directional boring, which we use a machine to go underground and from a hole out at the valve where it turns the water line on and off out in front of your property or behind, and we can bore or kind of tunnel underground from there to your house and pull in a new water line without digging up your entire property.
So tell me the benefits and kind of explain a little more about the boring as opposed to like just the direct trenching. It feels like that might be cosmetically better maybe?
It is not only cosmetically better because you don't have your entire property dug up and torn up, but it also will help. We've had a couple customers lately that have concrete slab homes, so there's no crawl space or no basement, and we're able to pinpoint and drill a hole in their house where the water line comes in, and we can pinpoint and directional bore right to that location and pull a new water line back out, a brand new one from inside their house all the way to the curb stop or the shutoff without doing any digging. So it not only looks better, but it's less invasive on your property. Let's say you have a concrete driveway or a patio up against the house and you don't want to jackhammer all of that. In most cases, we can directional bore right underneath there to the basement wall and pull in a new line without having to tear up your concrete.
Now, I was just going to ask when the directional boring makes the most sense. Clearly, that's one way it makes some sense. What's another way, or what's another instance where the directional boring would make more sense for a homeowner?
Let's say you don't have it doesn't go under any concrete, but you have beautiful landscaping, you have large mature trees, and there's no way to get that water line through there without tearing up the tree roots or your landscaping. Those are applications where it's better to just dig a small hole at the shutoff valve and then go underneath all the trees and landscape, and we can replace that water line in a day without making any mess.
I'm glad you said in a day, because I was going to ask, is there a time differential? Is this going to be like a bigger process? Do people need to worry, or is this just...
Yeah, in most cases, we typically will come the first day and we'll dig the holes. We will hydrovac for utilities to make sure, nothing gets damaged or hit. But we usually prep the job on day one. Your water line's still on, so you have water to your house, and then we pull in the new one the next day. But typically these jobs are one day, maybe 2 days if there's some prep work on day one, but you're never without water but for a couple hours.
So even for people that are in construction, or maybe there's new construction, what are some signs that maybe their water line might need addressing?
First and foremost, I would say low pressure. That's a big one. If you start noticing low pressure, it's either going to be you have a leak, and so that water's going somewhere else. Or secondly, you may have a corroded old line that now all of a sudden, instead of it being a 1-inch diameter, maybe it's down to a 1/2 inch because the inside's corroded. So you just don't have that pressure and flow like you did before. So that's a good sign. Otherwise, it may be you're just noticing water bubbling up around your house, maybe in your front yard, things like that usually are signs.
Most of the time you get a call after something's already wrong, but at that point it's already a problem. So what if someone has a feeling that maybe there is an issue, and can directional boring be used proactively to maybe either head off a potential bigger issue or just prevent it from happening in the first place?
Yeah, so a lot of it is having one of the experts from Lanz come by and check out, where is your water line? What material is it? Once you know where your water line is and what the material is, then one of our project managers can meet with you and help you walk through whether that line is an old galvanized line, it may be an older copper line, and then we can talk with you about your options at that point and let you make the decision on what needs to be done.
So if someone is either A, already experiencing an issue with their water line, or B, now they're thinking about it and don't want to have an issue, what's the best way to get a hold of you to either A, fix what's going wrong, or B, maybe set up a procedure in the future so they don't have to worry as much?
Yeah, you're going to want to contact the office, 217-355-5512. You're going to want to ask for the underground department, and Linda will get you set up with one of our project managers to come out, meet with you, and go over what you have and what your options are. That way we can give you all the information you need to make a great decision.